Why are we silently destroying children's health right in their school lunches? Every day, millions of children are being raised on ultra-processed foods, things we still consider normal. But the scary truth is, nearly 70% of children's calories come from ultra-processed foods, those loaded with refined sugar, cheap starch, and industrial seed oils. This isn't just a nutritional issue. It's damaging their nervous systems, impairing their learning, memory, and emotional regulation from an early age. When something like Chicken McNuggets is categorized as a nutrient-rich food, or French fries are counted as a vegetable in school meal programs, it's clear that the system is deeply flawed. We are facing a crisis. But sadly, very few people recognize it, because it's happening quietly in every school lunch. This isn't just about food. It's about the future, about the physical and mental health of an entire generation. Amid a sea of schools serving packaged industrial food, there is a glimmer of hope. A school in California did the opposite. They chose to return to real food, cooking by hand, using local ingredients, organic produce, clean meats, soaked grains, and fermented vegetables. The miracle was the children started to change. They learned better, became more emotionally stable, and simply felt happier. The issue isn't a lack of solutions. The solution already exists. What we need now is the will to change, the courage to ask questions, and the support to scale good models. Because today's lunch is not just a meal, it's the foundation for a child's health and future. The journey from a desperate mother to a school lunch lady who changed an entire generation. The person behind the healthy lunch model is Hillary Boone, a woman who never thought she would become a school lunch lady. But her journey started from a very familiar place, her own family's health. Hillary had gone through a long struggle with infertility, while her children faced a variety of issues: eczema, seizures, delayed speech. Her husband had cancer, and her father had Alzheimer's. Almost all modern medical treatments didn't yield results. But an unexpected shift occurred. She began to change her family's diet. She gave up industrial foods, returning to natural foods, and the miracle began. Her family became healthy again. When she took her children to a small school in California, where the nutritional philosophy aligned with her own views, Hillary started advising on meals. Initially, just as a consultant, she was unexpectedly handed the keys to the school kitchen. She stepped into the role of lunch lady and started a quiet revolution. Nearly a decade passed, and Hillary and her small team achieved what the entire education system had not been able to, changing the health and well-being of students right from the school kitchen. She reintroduced traditional principles: soaked grains, natural probiotics, clean grass-fed meat, organic vegetables. And the results were truly unbelievable. A sixth-grade student once said, "I used to feel all over the place, but now I feel stable all day." That's the power of real food. Not only the students, but teachers, parents, and the community also began to awaken. They realized something that modern medicine often overlooks. Food is medicine, and the kitchen is the first healing clinic. From a small kitchen to the dream of changing the entire education system. After many years of perseverance in the school kitchen, Hillary realized this model cannot stop at a small mountain in California. She began to build a formal training program, School of Lunch Academy, to share knowledge, experience, and inspire school chefs, nutrition experts, and anyone who wants to help change the future of children. She believes, "I can't change 1,000,000 schools, but I can train 1,000,000 people." Each person will become a small spark in their own community, because every school has its own unique characteristics, and only those with a genuine passion can patiently untangle the knots. However, the biggest challenge didn't come from knowledge or determination. It was a lack of resources. Hillary and her volunteer team operated almost without a budget, no corporate sponsorship, and no support from the system. They only had one thing: a strong belief in the miraculous healing power of children if they are fed properly. We are at a crossroads for humanity. Children are growing weaker. If we don't act now, we won't have another chance, Hillary shared. She not only hopes to spread this model to schools, but also to hospitals, churches, community centers, anywhere children are present. But to make this dream a reality, Hillary needs the support of the community. She calls on everyone to pitch in, support, share, donate. Anything that can help the program expand, train more people, create more materials, and develop tools so that the lone soldiers after training can continue sustainably. Because change doesn't come from the government or outdated food pyramids. Change starts with those who truly understand, feel, and act like Hillary. Awakening the community, nourishing a healthy generation. Starting today. Hillary shared a touching story about a developmentally delayed boy, a case many doctors had written off as hopeless. Thanks to a nutrient-dense diet, bone broth, organ meats, and easily digestible foods, within a short time, the boy made a quick recovery and is now a healthy, energetic high school student. The story is a clear testament to the miraculous power of real food. Food is medicine is not just a slogan, but a reality when used properly. The sad truth, according to Hillary, is that many parents and schools fail to make the connection between food and children's mental and physical health. Conditions like depression in children, behavioral disorders, and lack of focus, all of these can be closely linked to the consumption of ultra-processed foods. But instead of asking, what is your child eating? Society rushes to label, prescribe medications, and overlook the root cause. She emphasizes, we don't need to wait for the government to change. We don't need to wait for a new food pyramid. We can take action today, starting from the school kitchen. That's why she and the School of Lunch team are calling for community support, not just financial support, but also emotional backing, sharing, and action. The host in the video also pledged to stand by, donate, and spread the message to millions of viewers. He affirmed, "What Hillary is doing is one of the best models I have ever seen. No flashy promotion, no grand advertising, just dedication, understanding, and love for children." In conclusion, Hillary affirmed, now is the time to act. We can't wait any longer. The younger generation needs us. Each healthy child today is a brighter future for all of humanity. And it all starts with a decent meal in the school kitchen. From a small spark to a global movement, act today. What Hillary and the School of Lunch organization are doing is a quiet revolution. No fanfare, no massive funding from large corporations, just a small group of mothers, chefs, and nutrition experts quietly changing the system from within every day. She does not hesitate to admit, we are just a skeleton organization, working with belief, passion, and persistence. But it is precisely this that creates authenticity, impact, and powerful inspiration. Hillary does not expect a savior from the outside. She believes in the power of the community, from those who share the same ideals and want to save the next generation. The host not only supports in spirit, he calls on everyone to support with tangible actions, donating, sharing the story, participating in training courses, or simply changing the way you cook for your children every day. Every contribution, no matter how small, is part of a larger picture. An educational system that nourishes children with healthy, nutritious food connected to nature. Hillary shares a big dream. I can't change 1 million schools, but I can train 1 million people. Each person will bring light to their own school. This mindset sparked the creation of the School of Lunch Academy, which not only teaches cooking, but also empowers and educates to become agents of change. This is not just a nutrition program. This is a movement, an awakening. And you, the one reading these words, can be part of that journey. Start today. Share, learn, act, and inspire. For the future of your children, for the next generation, and for a healthier, happier world through simple, true meals. A distorted system, and the price we pay is the health of the next generation. We are living in a system where the most obvious things are being forgotten. Real food is no longer a priority in schools, hospitals, or even community centers. Instead, we serve children industrial cereals, cheap seed oils, and ultra-processed meals, and then are surprised when the rates of childhood obesity, autism, depression, behavioral disorders, and digestive problems soar. A major oversight in modern healthcare is the complete neglect of food in diagnosis and treatment. We give doctors the authority to prescribe medications, but never ask them, what is your child eating every day? This is a huge gap and an opportunity for people like Hillary to step in and fill that void. Even programs labeled Food is Medicine which seem full of hope when examined closely, are still based on the same outdated standards: cheap starches, low-fat sweets, and industrial grains. Nothing changes, just a new wrapper for old promises. What's even more frightening is that we are making children believe that feelings of lethargy, lack of focus, stomach aches, and anxiety are normal. From there, children are labeled with diagnoses like ADHD and put into a cycle of medications, interventions, and moving further away from the root cause: diet. Hillary has proven that simply changing nutrition and reconnecting with real food, the body will heal itself. She has seen children who were once labeled as failure to thrive, severely malnourished, now grow strong, healthy, and confident again. We no longer have time to hesitate. If we don't act today, the price will be a generation dependent on medications, lost from natural and healthy living. It's time for us to act for the future generation. Hillary Boone and her team are not just changing meals, they are changing the future. What started in a small kitchen at a school in Topanga, California, is now becoming a smoldering fire, ready to spread across the country and the world. What they are doing is not glamorous, not funded by large corporations, and not part of national programs. They are simply returning to the way humans used to eat, the way our ancestors lived and thrived. They teach children to eat clean meats, fresh vegetables, drink bone broth, digest properly, and understand the value of each ingredient. What may seem simple is creating profound changes. Children are more focused, learning better, emotionally more stable, and most importantly, they feel healthy from the inside. But they cannot do it alone. As Hillary shares, "I can't change 1,000,000 schools, but I can train 1,000,000 people." What they need now is not just moral support, but also specific support: financial resources, manpower, tools, and media. If you are reading these words, you are part of the solution. Whether you are a parent, teacher, chef, nutrition student, or simply someone who cares, you can help light up this movement. Share the message. Try changing your child's meals. Learn about training programs, and if possible, contribute so they can continue their journey. The world does not need more slogans. The world needs real action. And Hillary's movement is exactly that: simple, practical, and full of hope. Because in the end, if we don't stand up for the health of our children, who will do it for us?